Hey everybody, Lloyd Fernandez here. Another video. Wanted to make a real quick video. This is one of my videos for my healthy tip videos as far as eating and eating right for working out. All right, guys, it's been a while since I did a video right here in this spot where I'm filming at. So kind of at this angle too. It's been a while. These were kind of like my first videos were filmed here. But anyway, to get right into it. This video is about going into a bulking phase. I currently was in a cutting phase since about February, the end of January, early February. So you want to say February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So about 7 months was in a cut phase. Did pretty good. Got to a comfortable place. I wasn't under 10% body fat, but I believe I was around 10% body fat or 11. That was a pretty good spot. You was able to see my abs, not crazy shredded, but it was good enough for me and I was happy. So now we're going into September here and we're about towards the end of August. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a bulking phase, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my calories. So when you talk about a bulking phase, let's just get into that. It's basically you have to be in a caloric surplus. So when I was cutting, I was in a caloric deficit, which means there's a number that everybody has to maintain their amount of weight. So that means the amount of work you do in a day, you need this many calories and it keeps you at whatever weight you're at. So there's always a set number. So for mine, set number is like 2,300 calories, right? So that's my maintenance weight. Whatever weight I'm at, as long as I consume 2,300 calories, I'm going to maintain that weight. Whether I'm 190 something, 200, or I'm 170 something, which I am right now. I believe this morning I was 173 because I cut down. So if I take in 2,300, give or take, in there, nothing's perfect. I'm going to maintain 173. If I cut down a little bit, which I was currently doing 2,000 calories, so I was in a cutting phase. So I was cutting little by little to get down to the 173 pounds where I'm at right now. And then I started eating about 2,300, 2,200 to maintain it. I didn't want to go down too much anymore. So now going into the bulking phase, because I was kind of I was cutting for those 7 months, and then towards like the last month I started like fluctuating between cutting. I was doing it weird. Like one day I would eat 2,000 calories and another day I'll go back to 2,300 to maintain, and then another day I'll cut a little bit. So I was just basically cutting real in small increments at the end there because I didn't want to get too much. I didn't want my weight to go too low. I didn't want to get under 170 pounds. I didn't want to be in the 160s. So I just made sure I stayed in 172, 171, 173, 174. I was fluctuating because, like I always say, if you watch my other videos, you'll see that I tell you all the time, when you watch the scale, it's kind of hard because your weight will fluctuate. But it's what you see in the mirror. And also, obviously, the scale does play a role. It's just that it will fluctuate. It's the long-term watching the scale is what really matters, not the day-to-day, but the week-to-week. When you're taking measurements of your body weight, you want to pay attention to week-to-week instead of day-to-day, because your body weight will go up and down. A couple pounds here, a couple pounds there. So now, like I said, this video is based on going into the bulking phase. I'm going to start introducing my body to a caloric surplus. And what I would do is I don't want to do that too rapidly. I don't want to go into it, like, 1,000 pounds. I'm going to go from 2,000 calories to 3,000 calories. No, even though I might be tempted because I like to eat, but no, I'm going to introduce it slowly. So like I said, my maintenance is about 2,300. So I know 2,200, 2,300 is where what I need to consume to keep my body in whatever weight I'm at that moment. So in order to be in a caloric surplus, I'm going to bump it up to about 500, 400 calories extra, and then 2,300. So that'll put me at about 2,800, 2,700 calories is what I'm going to start eating now. and I will be in a caloric surplus, which means my body will be consuming and more than what it needs to maintain the weight that I'm at. So of course I'm gonna go up in weight, but I'm only increasing 400 to 500 calories right now because I don't want to gain too much weight and get a lot of fat. So I just want to put myself in a surplus by 400 to 500 calories. That way I could build muscle, because the only way you could build muscle on a cutting phase, if you're new, well, let me not say the only way, because I'm not a certified trainer or anything like that, but I've been doing this for a while. So I know what I'm talking about. And I watch a lot of research, and I've done super massive amount of research on all of this. But from my experiences, the only way you could cut and gain muscle is when you're new to working out, right? So like if you're new to working out and you cut and you start working out because you was not working out for a long period of time, years, or just a long period of time, and then you put yourself in a slight caloric deficit to cut fat, but then you introduce working out, which you was not doing, that is a time period where you could lose fat and gain muscle. But for somebody like me or somebody else out there that might be watching this, if you have been working out for years, which I have, I cannot do that. If I go in a caloric deficit, my body I've been training my body, so it's already used to overload. So if I go in a caloric deficit to lose fat, which I do, I'm not going to build any more muscle because my body was either at maintenance or surplus, and it got the muscles, it developed the muscles that I currently have right now. So in order for it to build more muscle on top of what I currently have, because of my consecutive, workout, I would have to either be in a caloric surplus. If I was maintaining, then I would have to, go into a caloric surplus. I can't go in a caloric deficit and build muscle. At best, I can keep the muscle that I have developed while being in a caloric surplus. When I go in a caloric deficit, when I go to lose fat, at best is keep muscle. And sometimes you'll lose a little tiny bit of muscle when you go in a caloric deficit, as long as you keep training the right way. And I got other videos explaining that. You can keep the muscle. I did that. I got videos of evidence with my shirt off that's showing you all of that. So you can do that. Did I lose a little bit of muscle? I don't think so. But I mean, if I did, it was very minor that I couldn't even tell. If anything, I think I maintained like all of it. So, but I lost body fat. So because of my previous history of training so much, it took a lot of that energy with the caloric surplus to create what I have on my frame currently right now. So if I go in a caloric deficit, like I said, at best I'm just maintaining the muscle. I'm not able to build. It's just not enough calories in a caloric deficit for me to be able to build on what I already have. For somebody that's new that wasn't working out for a long period of time, they can. But somebody that's been lifting for a while, been training, when you go in a cut phase and you go in a caloric deficit, at best you're gonna keep the muscle. And there is a certain way, because you will lose muscle if you don't do it the right way. You have to lift heavy in a caloric deficit while you're cutting to maintain that muscle. So to maintain as much of it as possible. But anyway, so now I'm going into the bulking. I'm going to introduce it by 400 or 500 calories. I'm going to go to caloric surplus. And that is how I can build more muscle on top of what I already have. Because now I can take that extra calories and put it towards muscle. My body is not in need of calories to build muscle. It's going to have extra calories to take it to use towards my building of muscle. And yeah, of course, when you go on a bulk phase, you're going to gain a little bit of fat, but I'm trying to minimize that as much as possible. I'm not trying to do dirty bulking where it's just 3,000 calories from the beginning and I'm just eating. So then I'll be gaining muscle, but also gaining fat. You're gonna gain fat no matter what, but you want to keep it as minimal as possible, in my opinion. Now, if you want to go and get big chubby, then that's on you. Me, I want to still keep my physique pretty close to right now where I got when I cut it down. But I know I'm going to gain some weight, of course. I mean, you're in a caloric surplus, so it's going to happen. But I'm trying to minimize that as much as possible and put on some muscle. So in order for me to do that, I have to go 400 to 500 calories over my maintenance, where I know it maintains me, which is 2,300. And then as I do that for a couple of weeks, I'll watch the scale. I'm at 173, so in a couple of weeks I should be climbing up 174, 175, 176. If it goes too fast, if I'm gaining more than a pound a week, then I gotta cut down 100 calories. If I'm not gaining at all, then I know I need to bring it up another 100 calories, another 200 calories. Eventually I'll see the results, and if I need to increase that to another 100, 200 calories and get to 3,000 calories, which I probably will eventually have to get to 3,000 calories a day at the end of my bulk, or like the middle end of the bulk, where I really want to see results. Because at this point I'm only going 400 or 500 calories, and my body it'll react, and then I'll get to a point where it's going to be a little harder for me to put on some muscle, so I might have to bump it up 2 or 3 calories, might get close to 3,000 calories. But then going into the after a couple months, when we come the new year around and I'm ready to cut down again, I'll probably get to a point where I don't want to gain too much weight, I want to get too fat in my midsection. I'll probably maintain, come down to a maintenance 2,300 before I go into the cut, hang there for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then I'll introduce the cut and cut that fat that I got from my caloric surplus in my bulking stage, and cut that down and try to keep as much muscle as possible that I built in that caloric surplus during those months of bulking. And that's the whole thing of it, guys. That is bodybuilding. You're cutting, you're bulking, you're maintaining in between. Regulate your body, your metabolism. You want to go back to a maintenance and hang in the maintenance phase for a little bit, a good month. That way, 2 months, that way your body regulates itself, and then you go into the next phase, the cut phase, or the surplus, or the bulking phase, the caloric surplus. You want to regulate your body, your metabolism, before you jump right into any one of those phases, because you don't want to just jump dramatically from a cut to like 2,000 calories to 3,000 calories, 3,000 calories, 200, without a maintenance or slowly incrementing it, because then your metabolism would just be it will be used to that. Whichever direction you went in, it'll be used to coming, your metabolism adjusted to the surplus in calories or the deficit in calories, and then you just extremely alter that, and your metabolism can't keep up with it because it's used to being in a caloric deficit or a caloric surplus. So you want to make sure that you go up or down, stay at maintenance for a little bit, regulate your body, and then go into the next phase. So I'm going into the bulking phase here soon, guys. I actually started yesterday. Went up 400 or 500 calories. Feels good because I was in a cutting phase and I was in a caloric deficit, so I was pretty hungry. I wasn't like starving, but I was kind of hungry. I can eat. I'm a person that can eat a lot, so I was being quite modest, and I did well with wasn't perfect, but I did very well with my cutting phase this time around. I ate clean. I did well. I was 190 something when I started. I'm 173 right now. I was already like 171 until I went back into my maintenance for a couple weeks here, and then I leveled out at 173, which is great. But now I'm gonna go into my bulking phase surplus, and I'm gonna try to build some more muscle on the front, and then come back down, cut that fat, whatever fat I accumulate during that bulk phase, cut that down, and when I cut down the next time, I'll have more muscle than I have on this cut phase, and that's the goal. And over time, you do that over and over and over again, and that's how you get bigger. You don't need any drugs. You don't need any of that garbage. I mean, I don't judge nobody. You can do what you want, but you can do it healthy. You don't have to, some people think they have to be animal size. You don't have to be animal size. You can look good and very good without any of those things if you do things the right way. Your nutrition, and you know what you're eating, and your workout plan, and you know what you're doing. All right, guys. So you can contact me, Lloyd Fernandez, for workout coaching. I do that. Contact me, 717-332-1028. You can message me. I'm on all social media platforms. and I would love to help you with that. But yeah, going into the bulking phase, I'm eating clean. I'm not dirty bulking. I'm not eating garbage. I do have my cheat meals. I've made other videos about that. I have my cheat meals. I'm gonna eat regular meals twice a week. I usually eat it on like a Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. I choose to eat like everybody else, and then the rest of the week I'm eating all clean meals. That's, you know, I'm eating clean. I'm bulking. I'm getting extra calories in, but I'm getting clean calories. Not even fast food or anything like that. I'm still getting my brown rice, my chicken breasts, my oatmeals, my healthy food. So those extra calories are still healthy calories coming in. All right, guys. All right, so I do real estate in York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, Adams County area. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell a home, please send them my way. Love to give them excellent service. The Lloyd Fernandez team here. You can contact me for that. Any real estate needs also. I make videos on health, eating right, workout tips, obviously like these videos. Real estate for buyers, for sellers, for new agents, people thinking about getting on real estate, investing, all types of topics in real estate. Entrepreneurs, sales, mindset videos, kind of like self-growth tips and advice. You know, we share on here YouTube things that I've learned and things that help me mentally become a stronger person. You know, I'm claiming to be perfect. I'm learning every day, and I take advice from other people. They love when people share, but I do those videos to help people out, to see how I got to where I'm at. And I also do, that's it. I think I said the real estate, the health, mindset tips. Yep, that's everything. So subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep watching and support, like, share, comment. If you're seeing this on any social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, give me the thumbs up button, comment, let me know what you want to see, or if you like what you're seeing. And yeah, make sure you support me, guys. All right, guys, like I always say, I wish you luck, I wish you success, and I wish you good health. Bye-bye, guys.